Question 1. The Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, IBC, in India has been a significant reform. Which of the following is a key objective of the IBC? A. To replace all existing laws related to corporate debt and insolvency. B. To protect a debtor from all forms of liquidation and bankruptcy. C. To consolidate the laws related to insolvency and reorganization and ensure a time-bound resolution. D. To give a company's management complete control over its liquidation process. Question 2. Consider the following statements regarding disinvestment and privatization in the Indian context. 1. Disinvestment always leads to a change in the ownership and control of the public sector undertaking, PSU. 2. Privatization can occur through the sale of a majority stake, leading to a transfer of management control. 3. A strategic disinvestment always involves a complete privatization of the PSU. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. 1 and 2 only. D. 2 and 3 only. Question 3. The Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, MGNREGA, is a flagship social security scheme. It primarily guarantees which of the following? A. A minimum of 100 days of wage employment in a financial year to every rural household. B. A minimum of 100 days of wage employment to every individual in a rural household. C. A minimum of 150 days of wage employment to every rural household in drought-affected areas. D. A minimum of 100 days of wage employment to all adult members of a rural household. Question 4. The Goods and Services Tax, GST, in India is a major indirect tax reform. Which of the following taxes was not subsumed under the GST? A. Central Excise Duty. B. Service Tax. C. Basic Customs Duty. D. Value Added Tax, VAT. Question 5. Poverty in India is a complex issue with multiple dimensions. Which of the following concepts is a measure of the severity and depth of poverty? A. Headcount ratio. B. Poverty Gap Index. C. Multidimensional Poverty Index. D. Both, B, and C. Question 6. The Financial Stability and Development Council, FSDC, is a key regulatory body in India. Its primary mandate is to A. Promote financial stability, financial sector development, and interregulatory coordination. B. Formulate the union budget and advise the government on fiscal policy. C. Regulate the stock market and protect the interests of investors. D. Manage the country's foreign exchange reserves. Question 7. Consider the following statements regarding the BharatNet project. 1. It is a project to connect all Gram Panchayats with high-speed broadband connectivity. 2. The project is a part of the government's Digital India initiative. 3. The project is funded by the Universal Service Obligation Fund, USOF. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1 only. B. 1 and 2 only. C. 2 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. Question 8. The Current Account Deficit, CAD, is a key macroeconomic indicator. A rising CAD is primarily a result of A decrease in a country's exports and an increase in its imports. B. An increase in foreign direct investment, FDI. C. A decrease in a country's foreign exchange reserves. D. A decrease in the government's fiscal deficit. Question 9. Inflation targeting is a monetary policy framework. In the Indian context, the primary objective of the Monetary Policy Committee, MPC, is to A. Keep inflation below a specific target. B. Maintain a stable exchange rate. C. Achieve a specific GDP growth rate. D. Manage the government's fiscal deficit. Question 10. The Foreign Exchange Management Act, FEMA, of 1999 replaced the Foreign Exchange Regulation Act, FERA, of 1973. This change was aimed at A. Making foreign exchange transactions more restrictive, B. Replacing a punitive and criminal approach with a civil and regulatory one, C. Granting the Reserve Bank of India, RBI, complete control over all foreign exchange transactions, D. Imposing strict penalties on all foreign investors.